Hi everybody, so it's book haul time. I am so excited to tell you about a number of books that have come my way. So many good books. September and October are great book months, and I cannot wait to tell you about these titles because they all need to be on your TBR. So let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe. It's finally getting cooler here in Northern California. I've actually worn a sweater for 3 days in a row, which is exciting here. Dan and I, my husband and I, just got a Peloton a couple weeks ago, so I have been using that. Using it for over a week now and not skinny yet. Clearly broken, needs to be returned, right? But it is kind of fun because I can just put my earphones in, listen to my book, and pedal away and get some exercise in. But today we are here to do actually part one of a book haul. I just am so blessed with the amount of books that come my way, but I do not want the videos to be 30, 40, 50 minutes long. So I have split it again into two parts. I have been busy reading the National Book Award long list, have lots of thoughts, have read a lot of amazing books that I cannot wait to tell you all about. So, as always, let's get ready here. Get out that pen, that paper, that Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please order these books from your local independent bookstore. Some of them are out, some of them are coming out very, very soon. And I promise you, the authors will support you. The authors will appreciate you, and also it will support these local independent bookstores. If you are a library user, let's get those ordered at the library so you can get them as soon as possible. We're going to go ahead and start with two novellas from Tor. You know, I love myself a good Tor novella. They're just so fantastic. The first is Flowers for the Sea by Zin E. Rocklyn. This is out in October. It comes out October 19th, I believe. Now, I have already read and reviewed this one on my channel, so you guys can go see all of my thoughts into this. But just basically, this is a, sort of a dystopian where the world has been flooded with water. We are on sort of an arc of people that are survivors. We have a young woman who is ostracized but also greatly desired, who is currently pregnant, and the baby may be more than is expected or anticipated. This book had such an eerie feel to it, but it's also really about this sort of independence. There's a little bit of discussion regarding race and how people are treated differently in that way. It's so layered for a book that is this big. I'm telling you, it's really exciting. And I cannot wait to see what Zin E. Rocklyn does next. So this is Flowers for the Sea by Zin E. Rocklyn, out October 19th from Tor Books. Okay, another little novella here by an author that really needs no introduction if you are into science fiction and fantasy, and that's Catherynne Valente. I just read, I always forget how This Is the Red or something like that. I apologize, I cannot remember. The Past is Red by her a couple of months ago, and it was fantastic. So this is her new novella. It comes out in October as well. So I love, this cover, right? This cover. So this is sort of sold. So we have this young woman. She loves her husband. He's perfect. She's perfect for him. Everything in their life is perfect. Their home is perfect. Until she starts to sort of dissect things a little more differently. He's always gone for work. Where is he at? There's this locked basement that she's never been able to get into. When she talks to the neighbors, they always seem to have a secret that they don't want to share. Is her life as perfect as she thinks it is? Is it? Sort of a great October read, like one of those sort of psychologically thriller sort of things. And Catherynne Valente has never let me down in everything I've read of her. So this is Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne Valente. And again, out this month, in October from Tor Books. Okay, we are going to go out of science fiction and fantasy now and talk a little translated fiction, and that is Love in the Big City by Sang Young Park. This is out from Groff on November 9th. This is translated from the Korean by Anton her. And this book I have read, and it is absolutely, absolutely fantastic. So this is set in Seoul, Korea. We have a young gay man, still a little bit in the closet, not completely out, but he meets a young woman in school, and they become very good friends, and they sort of have this wild life together of going out. He is rather... he is a party animal. Let's just put it that way. They both are. Lots of alcohol, lots of recreational activities with others. But then she finds someone and decides to get married. And that sort of derails the main character. I believe his name is Young, right? I think Young, I believe. Yes. And he is derailed. And then the book sort of transitions into his life in two very different relationships. One is a relationship with a man who is very, very closeted, and sort of the psychological effects that has when you can't even sort of be yourself with the person that you feel that you are in love with and you want to spend the rest of your life with. And then we get a relationship which has a lot of positive qualities, but maybe is poisoned by the past and always held up to this light. You know, we've all seen, or even maybe been in relationships where we keep expecting it to be bigger and better than it really ever should be expected to be. And what does that do? And what does that do to our main character? So I love this book. The translation is fantastic. It really pulses with like this feeling of the city. It's so good. So that's Love in the Big City by Sang Young Park, out from Groff. It comes out on November 9th, and it just got a star review in Publishers Weekly. If you don't want to trust me, trust them, okay? Now we're going to go a little memoir. Look at me. I am mixing it up for you all. I'm really trying to give you something to find on that TBR. And this is The Skinny by Jonathan Wells. This actually came out in September, or actually maybe like middle August. And I apologize to UnNamed Press who sent it to me. I shelved it thinking I'd already talked about it in a video, and I had not. This is a memoir. Oh, and it's by Jonathan Wells. I said that already. And this is a very interesting book. So this is about body image. This is about body issues. But the issue is that the main character is too skinny, and people tease him for this. His father finds that he doesn't believe he's masculine enough because of his build, and puts together all of this stuff to sort of build him into a bigger, stronger man. When that doesn't work, he takes him to the doctors. What's wrong with my son? And the doctors are like, your son is perfectly healthy. And it's dealing with that from a very different perspective. I think that, body negativity comes from so many different angles. Our society has this idea of what the perfect body is. We talk a lot about it, in regards to people who don't fit it for a weight standard one direction. And this sort of goes the other way. I think that's a very fascinating idea. And Jonathan Wells is a poet by trade, I believe. So, it has sort of a lyrical quality to it. So that's The Skinny, a memoir by Jonathan Wells. And again, this is out now from UnNamed Press. And again, I'm really sorry to them for not sending this out, talking about this earlier. But you can get your hands on it now. So that's always fantastic. Next is a book, and I only have the proof copy, so I'm going to hold it up here so you can see what it looks like. This is Insignificance by James Clammer, and this is out from Coach House Book. They put out such good little books. And the reason that I was really enticed to this is actually out as well. It came out in July. I need to get a copy of it, but it was sold as A Plumber's Mrs. Dalloway. There you go. So it's the day in the life of a plumber who has just returned to work. He's shown up for this day at this house, and it has this very sort of stream of consciousness feel to it. This writing about sort of like the monotony. Does he even really want to be there? And it says here, a doomy feeling in fact filled various parts of our main character's insides, part bafflement, part disappointment, worry, and humiliation. So it's sort of like really diving into this one man's mind during this day. So this is Insignificance by James Clammer, and this is out from Coach House Books. You can get your hands on it as we speak. I'm sorry, I just dropped it. You're gonna have to see me go down and pick it up off the ground here for a minute. sorry about that. And I am sorry to you. This is A Song of Flight by Juliet, and I always say her last name incorrectly. And I believe it sort of has like a, maybe a French pronunciation, Marillier, and I said that horribly. So let's just say, Juliet, I do love her, and I really am excited about this book because this is the third book in the Warrior Bard series. Now, I have read the first one. Let me make sure I get the title right. You know how I'm always forgetting things. The Harp of Kings. It was fantastic. The second one I am about halfway through, and this is the third one that just came out. It is sort of like a historical fantasy with a bit of historical fiction with a bit of magic woven in. She does such an amazing job of like the world building, and it's this real place. Like you can sort of feel that it's set in a certain time in our history, but it also has this magic to it. So that is this is the third book, A Song of Flight in the Warrior Bard series by, and I'm going to hold her name up there because every time I try to say it, I always butcher it. But Juliet, I do love you, and I love, actually a lot of your books are very, very good. So read her. If you have not read her, pick up that series. I promise you will not be disappointed. Riverhead was kind enough to send me a copy of Matrix by Lauren Groff. And then I loved it so much that I actually went and bought myself a signed copy because I didn't know Riverhead was sending me one until after I bought the signed copy, and then it arrived. And so I'm very, very happy. I have two of them. I can put one on my shelf. Matrix is Lauren Groff's new book. It is longlisted for the National Book Award. And basically we are in England in the 1100s. We have a young woman who is sort of a bastard to the throne of France, who is banished. It's the mid 1100s, by the way. She's banished to a convent, or to run this convent. She's very young. I think she's 19 when she gets there. And she's banished because they don't want her to be a threat to the throne. And it's what she does when she's get there. She's sort of expected to be the prioress, the person in charge. And she sort of takes over. And it follows her throughout her entire life as what affects what goes on in history, how that affects this community. She has visions that she attributes to the Virgin Mary, and that causes her to make decisions about this land that these women live on. She gets there and they're starving, and what is she gonna do, and how is she gonna help them? And she's like a no-nonsense type of woman. She gets things done. I loved it. It's very, very good. I'm not going to review it because I'm going to do a whole review in my National Book Award review, but highly recommend. I love Lauren Groff. I've loved every book I've read by her, and I've read all but one. That's Matrix, Lauren Groff, out from Riverhead. Get your hands on it right now. Someone put a note that they really hated the title of that book, but when I finished the book, I realized why it's called Matrix. So to me, it makes sense. I think maybe if you have to read it to get it, but it does seem like a sci-fi title on a Lauren Groff historical fiction novel. I get it. It is. Let's go a little bit, a little dark, though I think this cover is misleading, but this is Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki, and this is out now from Tor.com. Now, the reason I say, one, I think this cover is beautiful, but the premise of this book is we have a woman who has made a deal with the devil, right? She's made a deal with the devil that she is going to escape damnation by sacrificing the lives of 7 very, very talented, otherworldly violin players. And she has done 6, and she has just found her 7th. And she has to sacrifice this person in order to save herself from damnation. And the reason that it just gets super complicated when she gets to know this young runaway, and what they're running away from, and how I don't want to spoil any of it because I think that's going to be part of the fun. But it just came out. I just got this beautiful finished copy. I do think the cover is beautiful, and it's Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki, and this is out from Tor.com. Okay. I was so excited I always say this. I was so excited when this book got here. All of them, I'm so excited. But sometimes an author that you absolutely love, a book shows up, and Bloomsbury sent this to me. Thank you so, so much, Bloomsbury. And it's the new Miriam Toews Fight Night. And you all know how much I love myself some Miriam Toews. Women Talking, All My Puny Sorrows. Oh my gosh, that heart broke me. That book broke me. It was so good. And this one, it sounds like it's going to do very, very similar. So this is the story. It's like a 3-generation tale. We have this grandmother figure, we have the mother, and then we have the young daughter. And it says here that the grandmother has been fighting her whole entire life. Life has been tough. She's had to work through things. It says she has fought to make peace with her loved ones when they have chosen to leave her fight for her independence. And now she's getting ill. And she's trying to fight for her daughter, who is partnerless. She's in the 3rd trimester of another pregnancy. She has her granddaughter. Her granddaughter has just been suspended from school for something that she's done. And they're in this tiny Toronto home trying to figure out what they're going to do. So they decide to write letters to themselves. And it says, setting out to explain their lives in letters that they will never, ever send. So Miriam Toews just breaks my heart every time. I think she is such a fantastic writer, and I absolutely love her. And so this is her new book, Fight Night, Miriam Toews. And I believe this is out right now. If not, it's coming out very, very soon. And if you haven't read anything by her, shame on you, because I have been raving about her this whole entire time, and you need to do it. I said I didn't want this video to be super long, and let's just say I can talk about books, and I can talk and talk and talk. That's just what it is. This man needs no introduction. Jonathan Franzen's new novel, Crossroads, is coming out on October 5th. And it's a chunkster, and I believe it is the first in a trilogy. So it's going to be this connected trilogy. What does Jonathan Franzen do? He does the quintessential family drama. So we are in 1971 in Chicago. We have this family. The father is a preacher, I believe. Yes, he is a pastor, and he is about to leave his marriage. He is miserable. It's loveless, but not if his wife doesn't do it first. She is also miserable. She wants to get away. And then they have 3 children, a son that's returning home from college, and he's done something that he just feels is going to shatter and break his father. They have a daughter who is sort of like the high school princess, the the queen of the class, the homecoming queen, that kind of stuff. But she just takes this veered into sort of a counterculture perspective. And then the youngest boy, who's really, really smart, and he's selling drugs to 7th graders. And each of them is trying to break free from everything that's going on, and it sounds fantastic. So Jonathan Franzen and I loved the corrections, liked freedom, did not get on with purity. Really excited to see what Crossroads does. I have to say that everyone I trust has absolutely loved it that's read it so far. I am currently in the process of reading, is it Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois by Honorée Jeffers. I can't remember her middle name off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. Longlisted for the National Book Award. It's 801 pages. So it's going to take me a minute to want to transition from that into this, but I am really excited about this one, and I cannot wait to read it. So that's Jonathan Franzen's Crossroads. I want to thank FSG so much for sending me this beautiful finished copy. I'm super excited about that one. Last but not least, let's do a little thriller. Let's do a little bit of a murder mystery. Now, this is Richard Osman's The Man Who Died Twice. This is the second book in the Thursday Murder Club mystery series, which I need to remember. I believe that was the name of the first one of this series, but I want to make sure. You know how your brain does not always work the way that it's supposed to. And of course, I cannot find the name of that book. But this one is called it's called The Thursday Murder Club. That was a little all over the place, everyone. Forgive me. Richard Osman has written another book about this. They have just settled. Elizabeth, Joyce, Ron, this whole group, they're still riding high, right? They have settled this real life murder case, and they go to Cooper's Chase, to this retirement village. They're going to just settle down. They're going to relax. However, an unexpected visitor arrives. They need help. He's been accused of stealing diamonds. And then, of course, there's a body, and it all has to be solved. And these people, the Thursday Murder Club, are back at it right away. So that's The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman, out now from, this is out from Viking. You can get your hands on it as we speak. And if that is up your alley, I hope you enjoy it. I will not try to pick up all these books because I will drop them everywhere, and that will do none of us any good. I hope every one of these books wound up on your TBR. I am so thankful to all of the publishers for sending them to me, so thank you very much. And I hope you are having an as amazing reading time as I am. I have been reading book after book after book. They have all been fantastic. I cannot wait to tell you about them in a wrap-up. I will be back in a couple of days to talk about the National Book Award long list and pick my shortlist with Hunter, so hope you will come see that. Those videos are always long, but we really talk about the books. We give you all of our opinions, so hopefully you stick around for those. And as always, if you are a return subscriber, I could not do this without you. If you are new to my channel, I hope you subscribe. I hope you like. I know you hit that bell thing if you want to see my face as often as possible. And as I always say, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.